We have an exciting cast today. This is actually we've been wanting to do these episodes because people have been spamming me like, hey, what are like some more like group-based episodes as opposed to just the, fifth episode of Cops vs. Crims where Ssaab has to try to defend all the horrible things that the PD does in NoPixel. So finally, we don't have another episode where it's just cops and robbers. We actually have a sort of an RP group as well as a storyline group to discuss today. So we're talking clown stuff.
Yeah.
I'm Blau, your host. We have Ssaab, your co-host, and then we can have everyone go ahead and introduce themselves. We can go Whippy, Mungo, Ray, and Chatterbox. You guys want to go in that order? Introduce your, shout out your stream, shout out the characters you play, and yeah. Whippy, that's starting with you. Oh, Whippy might still be.
I thought it was starting with Chatterbox.
I'm last.
He did say starting with Chatterbox.
Oh wait, I did.
That's not what I heard.
Oh, not my. Oh, I thought I screwed up. No, it wasn't me.
No, it's this way.
All right. Hi, I'm Chatterbox. I play Chatterbox. I'm cringe like that. NoPixel's dumbest clown. I do SPS for a living, basically.
True.
It's all I'm good at. I'm not that good at roleplay, but at least I could get away from the cops faster than Whippy. So that's one thing I got going for me.
Ooh. True story.
The voice is it's crazy to like also just hear your voice, not as Chatterbox
your real voice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I don't like voice changers, and it took a while to learn how to do this one, but I'm sticking with it because it doesn't hurt, thankfully. So I'm lucky with that one. But I won't lie, I annoy myself sometimes. Y'all think you guys get annoyed? I get annoyed. I gotta listen to myself talk. Fuck.
All right. Well, next we also, I guess we'll just go in this order. Next we have Valkyrae, who actually set this. Oh wait, really? Wait, what order did I say? Oh, I'm sorry, Mungo.
We all heard a different
Chatty,
order.
Mungo, Ray. That's crazy.
I don't know what I said.
Okay,
sorry,
we have
guys.
those days.
I'll go next. Hi, I'm Mungo. I play BonBon, the clown, now BBMC BonBon. And, yeah.
Okay, who did I say next?
Well, there's one remaining.
Oh, Ray. Yeah, right, Ray.
Okay.
Ray, who also set this up, by the way. Ray, thanks for pitching this idea.
Yeah, I thought this would be really fun to hear our perspectives outside of game because I feel like it's very story driven. And I think people would, I don't know, want to hear us talk normally as real human beings. But my name is Valkyrae. I am a streamer on YouTube. I just signed my 5th year. So I haven't been on Twitch for a long time. Yeah.
The lesser known YouTube streamer Valkyrae. By the way, Ray, you're welcome. Listen, I love giving
Wow,
give you a little shot. Give you a little
thank you so much, Blau, for having me.
What a guy.
Ray,
Especially on Twitch.
He's so nice and generous. Wow.
I'm so thoughtful.
Wait, Valkyrae, I got a question for you. How'd you come up with your name?
What up? Me? Oh, okay, right now, like maybe, okay, so I was looking for a username back in the day. It used to be Legend of Ray because it was cringe like that. And I had a gaming account, and then I needed a username, but I wanted people to call me Ray. My real name is Rachel, but I wanted I wanted the nickname Ray because no one ever called me Ray, and so I attached Ray to the word Valkyrie, and it felt like it was like appropriate, and then it came up Valkyrae.
Ah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Thanks, Ssaab. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, and Ssaab.
I didn't know you were a co-host.
I've been for like 5 weeks.
Well, this is my first time watching an episode.
Yeah, Ssaab is a co-host, also an admin of NoPixel that we have on the show, so that we can squash any OOC beef that happens. And also, and he comes on here to make sure that SFan isn't power gaming or metagaming when SFan joins the podcast and is like so logged in on NoPixel. So yeah.
Thank you for your service.
And then lastly, we also have Whippy. Whippy,
Hello, hi, my bad. Sorry, you were saying I cut you off. My bad.
Well, Whippy, introduce yourself. Whippy's been on the podcast before. I forgot what episode you were on for. You were on the Cops vs. Crims one.
Yeah, Cops vs. Crims. Yeah, that one. Yeah, well, hello, I'm Whippy. I play Erwin Dundee, everyone's favorite, and then sometimes Crocodile Steve, everyone's least favorite cop in the world. I've been part of NoPixel for about 2017 now. So it's been a lot, since like NoPixel 1.0. Back it was like 24 players. And so now
Holy,
it's been great
since
to see.
since
Wait,
2017?
Yeah, since before NoPixel 2.0, it was 1.0. There wasn't like phones or
Mhm.
anything. You only had like a tablet, and you'd open a tablet, and then
I
like that was
remember.
like the only equivalent of a phone. I remember, yeah, it was like
Mhm.
24 slots. And it was just there used to be like 5 NoPixel servers. Remember, Ssaab? And it was like
Yep.
you had server 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I remember going like being cop with Harona, like, yeah, I'm gonna patrol server 3 today. It was like it was different times, so it was really cool.
It was really interesting. You got to the point where like there was like 3 people on the server at one point. It was like 3 people role playing together on NoPixel 1.0. And then in 2.0, we had like the server blow up, right? And then we had times where people didn't speak English role playing on NoPixel. So like during like the AU shift or like the EU shift, you would deal with people who were not speaking English. So you had to like translate on your phone what's going on role play.
That's actually I didn't know that.
I did not know that either. It's crazy.
Wait, Mungo, Chatterbox. So, and Ray, you were 3.0. Mungo, Chatterbox, what did you guys start?
I caught just the end of 2.0. I didn't play much of it because I knew there was launching an update, whatever like that. Like I didn't even know. Like it was one of my friends was telling me like, oh, you should join NoPixel. I'm like, what the hell is that? And he goes, oh, here, it gives me a link. Apply to that. I'm like, okay. And then I played a little bit, and then like people kept OOCly talking in the server, like, oh, there's a big update coming, and I'm like, okay. So I just didn't play, and then 3.0 dropped, and that's when I started. Was like probably a couple weeks into 3.0.
Yeah, I think I came in kind of in the second wave of 3.0. Like I didn't even know what roleplay was until until 3.0 popped off right at the beginning. And I started watching streams and I was like, this is sick. So I applied, eventually got in, and kind of came in with, I think, the second wave of people in 3.0. So I think I've been around for like 2.5, maybe 3 years now, something like that.
Someone in
Okay.
chat said Mungo is British.
I'm not British.
No.
I'm
We
Australian.
were just talking
Yeah,
about that
I
right
know.
before this.
Yeah, I did. I lived in the US for 5 years. I went to college over there, so I think my accent kind of
Oh,
it kind
that
of
makes
evened
sense.
out a little bit. Yeah.
It's better too, because when BonBon was a somewhat a respected clown, we used to make fun of him every single day, calling him British.
It's a long running thing. Yeah. So I'm really glad everyone said that. That's good.
Meanwhile, Whippy's accent is
Fuck.
It's very
You
strong.
lost it. You
You're,
lost it,
you're
man.
the
It sounds
reason,
so good
Whippy.
though.
You're the reason no one thinks I'm Australian because I don't sound like you.
That's true.
Nah, look,
Yeah.
I've lost my
It's
accent.
actually
Like,
true.
people, because like all my people, or like all my friends only just started role playing. They still got their full Australian accent. They make fun of me because I've been Americanized. I say ass instead of ass, and I say
Arse.
gas instead of petrol. Yeah, ass. I go, oh, stuff my ass. I go, stuff my ass, man. And,
If I go to Australia, I want to go to
people
Pine
are
Gap
ugly.
though. I want to see those big balls they have in Australia in the Pine Gap. Have you been there before?
No.
Sorry, what?
Pine Gap?
Yeah. Elaborate on big balls in Pine Gap.
Yeah,
Oh wait, I do know what you're
Big
talking
pineapple?
about.
You talking
I
about
do
big
know what you're talking
pineapple?
about. That's the
No,
that's
no.
the big CIA base. In,
Yeah. Mhm.
You can't get to those
those
balls,
ones.
man. You can't get
No,
to
you-
those
no, you
balls.
They're
No.
massive. They're this big.
Yeah, the American balls too. The
Yeah.
FBI
I'm,
base.
Big
I'm sorry. What are we
American
talking?
balls.
What are we still talking? What balls?
Yeah,
What?
so
I only
Are they
keep hearing
buildings?
ball.
there's an American base in the dead middle of Australia. It's the FBI building, and the building is literally like 5 giant sets of white balls, and the security is through the roof. And YouTubers went there and filmed the entire thing of them getting arrested and kicked out, and police detaining them at the airport. And it was hilarious.
That's crazy.
Are those the balls you're referring to?
Yes.
Yes.
One day.
Okay, well, speaking of balls, this actually has there's no segue here. My first thing is, so we can touch on a lot of stuff here, and I want to hear sort of about the clowns in general. But first, there is a storyline going on, and for a lot of viewers, either listening on the VODs or in the other places, wherever else, might not know sort of like the gist of the story. So I don't know, Mungo, Ray, Chatterbox, you guys can obviously fill in, but who wants to sort of take a stab at like what's the quick version of this insane story that has happened in 4.0 and got us to the probably what I would say is one of the best scenes in 4.0 just last Friday.
Ray, you're probably the best because to go over.
I'd agree with that.
No way.
Yeah, Ray, you have to
It's
do
so
it.
hard
Because
just
you've
to
got both
summarize
sides
it.
of everything.
Oh, okay. Long story short, my character is a drama menace, okay? And out of character, I just want to stir stuff. And so I just made BonBon a mortal enemy. Unfortunately, because I really love role playing with Mungo. And it's so sad because I hate that we're enemies because it's like I can't just like hang out with you anymore. I'm kicking myself in the butt for that. But anyways, so yeah, my character, she hangs out with lots of different groups of people. She's got she's developed this sort of attachment to Chatterbox, which was very unexpected, but it feels like it's working quite well. I got plans to ruin that though. So
whoa, leaks already.
Whoa.
Wait. But rewind.
Plan.
So 4.0 starts. Ray Mond ends up in, because some people might not know this, Ray Mond ends up in the clowns and Chatterbox, correct me if I'm wrong, like you would say Chatterbox is sort of the leader of the clown, or at least maybe the most recognizable leader of the clowns, would you say? Never mind.
I didn't know. I didn't really know too much about the clowns. I still haven't even met all the clowns. Like there's so many of them.
The leadership in the clowns is very amorphous.
Yeah. But I do feel like Chatterbox takes on this role of leadership even when he doesn't want to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Ray Mond ends up in the clowns. Let's start there. How does that
Oh,
okay,
okay, yeah.
Go from there?
Yeah, back to the story. Sorry, I will get so sidetracked. I'm not like, okay, she's like pretty much like hanging out with the clowns a lot. BonBon is kind of like pushed away from the clowns, joins BBMC officially, which brings Whippy into it, which is awesome because Raymond and Dundee kind of have some beef. From 3.0, we got in a shootout a long time ago, so it just feels like the perfect catalyst for disaster, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. It just led to a bunch of stabbings and drama, and I think we're kind of chilling right now. We're in a filler episode arc.
It kind of went from Mickey, you were involved at the beginning there, right? Like,
oh my God, please don't call me Mickey. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Sorry, man. It's how it's gonna go.
I'm gonna lose my.
It is hard.
Sorry, man. Twitter, that's a curse too. So I mean,
Chatterbox.
Self-insert Chatterbox username Chatterbox. He is used to doing shit like that. So.
Yeah. So wait, you named yourself? Sorry, the Blau thing first. What were you gonna ask him?
Oh no. He was going. I was just saying, don't call me Mickey.
Oh,
I
was
will
ask,
lose my shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask Chatterbox, like, how did you came up with your username after you started playing GTA?
So yeah, because I roleplayed as Chatterbox. I started in 2019. That's way before I started streaming. And then I didn't even want to stream, and then like somebody convinced me to do it, and my wife was actually trying to convince me to do it just to try it. When I got a NoPixel, I'm like, oh, I'll try it, but I didn't know what to put. So I just put Chatterbox, right? And I tried it, and then it just kind of stuck. Oh, there goes Mungo.
Cams down.
Apparently my cam's down. Sorry.
Man down.
Oh God, no signal.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. Because I only planned on ever streaming this one character, right? And that's basically all I've ever done. It's kind of the same as like Twinkles and them, right? Like it's,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just cringe like that, right?
It's not cringe. It makes it easier to find your channel.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's that, or I was just gonna put my real name. I was gonna put Jagger, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that.
I think it's cringe.
Did you know, like, so when you start, did you know, like, I want to dive into this actually. Did you know like what you wanted to do with the character Chatterbox? Like, did you know how much of that was prepared versus you just went with it?
Well, so it's funny. So when I first started doing it, like I played on this other server, right, which I will not name because it's not good at all. But like, all it was gangs, cops, There was nothing else. There was no such thing as Civs. There was nothing like that, right? And that pissed me off, right? Then I saw this clown van. I'm like, I got an idea here. I'm just gonna try to be a clown and like just be a weirdo, right? And so I started doing that, and it started as Chatterbox being kind of like a serial killer, kind of, right? I would like go and I would convince people to come with me to the fun house, and there'd be like 20 people, and then every single day I did the same thing. Like they all play games, they have to kill each other. I never killed anybody. They would kill each other to get, and then one person would walk out the house alive, right? So then when I went to NoPixel, I was like, hey, this ain't gonna work here. This ain't gonna work here. I gotta change some things here. And then I'm just like, I'm just gonna take L's and just be the worst villain in the world. And then it kind of just evolved from there. Yeah, because when I first started, like, I got banned from the Rooster's Rest instantly because I started like kidnapping employees and messing with them. And yeah, it just took off from there. And then the character evolved a lot since. Like it's changed so much just to try to adapt to kind of how NoPixel is. And I just wanted to like kind of just have fun and do nothing that was like, you know, too serious. Like fun conflict and that's it, right? No serious conflict because you know it's just not my thing. And now I'm at a full blown SPS kind of serious but not serious character now. So.
I love the 3.0 moment where you snitched on the Rooster's Rest and got the whole entire place raided, man. It was amazing.
That was the one and
you.
only. That was the one and only time I ever got like hate, like because people were like, "Oh, you metagamed." I'm like, "What?" All I said was, "Lang Buddha took me and put a bazooka in my face, threatened to kill me, and then walked in the Rooster's Rest with it." And then they raided the place, and I'm like, "What? I didn't even."
Was
have
actually
proof, I
true?
just said it.
Was it true?
No, it wasn't true. I made it up. I was just trying to put heat on
You're
Lang.
You trusted Chatterbox first.
Yeah, you
Oh,
know
man.
what
It wasn't me. I just remember it happening. It wasn't me.
No, it was not real. It was I just made it. It's like that's the whole bit too. Like Chatterbox will like make up a bunch of things, but then at the same time he'll admit a bunch of things, and then the cops don't know what to believe, right? The amount of times in 3.0 when I said, yeah, I got 10 guns in my apartment. They're like, no, you don't. And I did. All PD guns. I had them. Oh, yeah. I would take gambles. I'd be like, let's see if this cop will get me. I don't know. If I get caught, I get caught, right?
They don't believe you anymore.
I only got raided once and they caught me with guns. Well, that was only one time they believed me went. Every other time, they're like, nah, he always says that. And they were there.
Damn. So I actually I have a follow-up question then sort of see like how then the clowns came about. But guys, I'm really sorry. This is really cringe. We have to do this. Ssaab knows that I have to do this. Well, people in the chat are concerned about ads. Well, lucky for you, you can watch ad-free on YouTube or on Roleplay Podcast on YouTube. Sorry, I have to do this twice per podcast. Roleplay Podcast on YouTube. That's right. Roleplay Podcast on YouTube or on all your favorite podcasting channels like Spotify. And I don't know the other ones, but I'm sure they're there too. Thank you so much. We upload every episode after it's done, and I purposefully stream longer so that the VOD on Twitch doesn't get published. So, Roleplay Podcast on YouTube, best place to watch. Thank you guys so much. Okay, the clowns. So this is the origin of Chatterbox. So then, how did Mungo? How did you end up getting involved in the clowns on BonBon, and then Ray? What were your early experiences with the clowns? Because you had experiences with them in 3.0. So maybe let's start with Mungo, and I want to hear how Ray got involved with them.
Yeah, my BonBon getting involved was pretty interesting. As like I mentioned, I played BonBon Bobby as a Civ for like a bit over a year, working for LSBN and making movies and stuff. And then I can't remember exactly how it happened. Someone introduced me to Kirk, played by Theo. And I remember like hearing him do an auction event and being like, this guy's funny. Like, I need to hang out with this guy. He's hilarious. So I kind of hung out with him once or twice. You know, some drama happened and someone asked me to like betray them, but I ended up helping them. And then I said, can I come and hang out with you guys? And after a couple of dramas, they said yes. And I sort of adopted the clown persona thing. And my character was an actor, so I kind of justified it by being like, oh, I'm going to do this movie about clowns and now I'm method acting or whatever. I kind of justified it that way. And yeah, it's been one of the best choices I ever made. It's been so fun. Chatterbox and Theo were like a big part of helping to, because I was new to roleplay still when I started, like helping to sort of expand how I roleplay and the sort of like the silly stuff that they do. So it was a very good call.
And now you're stuck with me.
Another one of the
chose
best
But do you
decisions
miss,
I've made,
like-
Whippy.
Oh, that's so sad. Do you miss like hanging out with clowns?
Of course. But I've said a couple of times, and it goes back to like what you said, Ray, about like it sucks that we can't like just hang out, and it's the same with
Yeah.
the clowns, right? But I've always said some of my like a lot of my favorite role players, my favorite people to role play with, I think being enemies is some of the most fun you can have, especially if you bounce
entertaining.
well off of each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm a melodramatic ass guy, so like I love doing a dramatic monologue to someone.
Oh,
like,
you're the
"You
best
will
at
hear
it. It is so good.
The
Yeah, it's my
star of
favorite.
the show.
me."
Dude, that line was so good.
Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
glad
Shut
you
the fuck
like
up.
that. Yeah. Whippy scream. Whippy kind of got me when he was like, "Shut the fuck up, you idiot!" And I was like, "Oh shit."
It was that line, and then oh my god, what was the? I think it was the line that Kirk said when you guys were walking away.
Seems repaired to me.
Yeah, that.
Seems-
Oh.
God,
Bro,
it's so good.
It felt like a movie. It was
Yeah.
it was sick. And since Ssaab might be a little confused, actually.
I'm not confused actually.
Oh, you know the scene. Oh yeah, so you probably saw
Well,
it.
no, I didn't see it. I was investigating. I responded to the scene to collect casings and take pictures. I spoke with BonBon and Dundee, but they won't talk to me about it.
I feel so
Which,
bad
but
about that.
that's what I gotta say. Every time you ask me and I have to do the like, I can't say anything, I feel so bad.
No, I get it. I get
I
it
hate it.
because the snitch
I'll
label
do
like
it.
ruins, a lot of things for a lot of characters. So I know,
Well,
like,
I'm
people
in the
don't want to.
BBMC now. I can't do that sort of shit.
Your life's over, bro. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have so many rules now.
Yeah.
Mungo.
You gotta be
Oh, no.
fun.
I
You gotta
try.
grind now. We gotta buy new cars.
I
You
tried
can't
to
do a funny snitch.
I tried to do snitch RP with Ssaab, and I think like the first two characters you asked me, like, hey, tell me about Jaeger, and then the other one was like, tell me about Mr. K, and like both times I'm like, oh, what the? Anyways, Ray, you
Yes.
have an interesting history with the clowns that I think actually started in 3.0 and now has gone into 4.0. How did it go? I definitely from enemies now to, being Ray Mond, Hiccups, right? Is the clown?
Yeah, it was pretty
persona.
crazy. It was pretty crazy in 4.0. I mean, pretty much all of 3.0, I was with Chain Gang. But he walked away. Can you even hear me? Like,
We're
funny,
listening,
but-
Ray. The rest of us.
Oh, Ray, of course.
Ain't
is
no
the
way
oh
you
my
asked
God.
me a question
Ray
and
is the
walked
only,
away.
Ray is the only one who's ever called me out for this,
who
and
am
I
I
do
ta-
this. I do this every podcast. Okay, Rachel. Okay, stop.
should call
okay,
him out.
also, you guys need to know. Okay, Rachel. We sometimes I hang out at your house sometimes. Can you trust me sometimes, please, Rachel? Listen, I go through like
yes,
two.
when you're speaking to me.
Fine.
crazy.
I
Well,
go,
the
through
house
two,
storm.
I go through 2 cups of coffee right before I do this podcast to make sure I'm locked in and it goes through me and I have to pee. Okay. So what I do is I do this thing where I quietly look at chat and I point to my wireless earphones. And yeah, it is a little weird that I am peeing and listening, but like, it's like, well, fuck it. We're
It's
streamers,
so
right?
gross. That's so gross.
I'm
And
sorry.
now look, Mungo's cam is out again. It's all
I'm
disaster.
sorry, new camera guy.
Welcome
Everything's falling apart.
welcome to,
Disaster.
welcome to
Oh, God,
Roleplay Podcast. Listen, we carry the scuff of NoPixel over to the podcast. Ray, your story
Okay, yeah,
with
no,
the
it's fine.
clowns,
You can
where does
go
it start?
potty. You can go potty.
I'm
I
lis-
will just try to not envision you peeing while I'm talking to you about this. Okay.
Bro, you're the
So-
only person who has had
God.
this problem. I do this every episode.
Well, sorry, I care about
What are you
proper
about?
human interactions. Okay.
That's all I think about now. He's on the toilet.
Yeah, this is so gross, actually. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. So all of 3.0, I was with Chain Gang like the entire time. I didn't really hang out with anyone else. And so
Right.
with 4.0, I wanted to really try not to be like tied to one group, but like just be part of many. And so that was my good goal, just make as many friends as possible and just try to have as much fun as possible. And so I ended up throwing away my expired ID in the trash can at Senior Buns, which was found by, I don't even know which clown found it.
It was
Scruffy,
Scruffy.
I
and
think.
Scruffy
Was
gave
Scruffy?
Scruffy found it, and then Scruffy gave it to Chatterbox. And I'm like, Chatterbox is like, oh, I know this idiot. Like that kind of thing.
There's a funny scene of when we found it, actually. We're all standing on the boardwalk and he's like, Chatterbox is like, Ray Mond. Oh, yeah. She sucks.
I saw that clip.
Good impression.
Sucks. But I remember being at work and you guys went to Senior Buns and like harassed an old lady with my ID and flashed it. And I was like, that's my expired ID. And then ever since then, like then Benji got involved and like ended up stabbing Chatty when he was running away. And that's how it all started.
It's just crazy how it all flipped, right? Because originally Chatterbox wanted to hunt and kill you.
Moral enemies.
Mickey got involved to solve it. BonBon was trying to solve it to protect Ray. Now everything just flipped. Boop. Now BonBon's on the opposite side. You know what I mean? It's like, holy shit.
It was so sad. I remember when I decided to kind of like be a menace to BonBon. It was when you dropped Ember accidentally. I know it was an accident. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this as an opportunity to like mess with him. And so I just made Raymond believe that you threw in on purpose. And ever since then, we became enemies.
Wait, hold on here. Mungo, was it an accident?
I swear to God, the accident.
It sounded like it was.
It was an accident in that I meant to drop her, but for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there's like the smelter area and there's a guard railing above one of the smelters.
Right. Yeah.
And I had her on my shoulder and I thought I literally misjudged the distance. I thought I was going to press E and she was going to drop off my shoulder and she was going to be like, ah, and then land next to the smelter.
Next to it.
Right.
Yeah.
But she kind of went way further out than I expected her to and landed in the lava.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
She went in the lava.
It was sick.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen that clip.
Damn.
That was a while ago, but that
so
is
long ago.
kind of where the beginning of like
Our
BonBon's
characters,
like split with the clowns and his like tensions with Ray started.
Come
good,
back.
It's good though. I love it. I love it so much.
How do you guys feel about conflict? Does it feel like it brings you guys closer in a way to where like you haven't got to like interact in that kind of way, or does it really push you away from each other?
Like conflict with each other, you mean?
Yeah.
It's well, with each other, it's so easy because like we all
Same page.
Yeah,
like-
if you're on the same page, it's like you could do whatever you want and know like ain't nobody gonna be upset. You know what I mean? It's really like you're super comfortable, right? Because these are people we've been role playing with for a long time, right? So like with BonBon, especially like. You know, I could go and say some wild things to him, and no, he knows how, because I know he can separate himself from his character, right? So it's in a way it does bring us closer together too, because we're basically acting together and doing stuff together, right? Whether it's conflict or getting along, we're still doing stuff together, right? And it's really fun. I love it.
Yeah, no, I agree absolutely. Like, I don't know, it just doing conflict, especially when you're on the same page, kind of allows you to bounce off each other in a different way to when you're being friendly. Obviously, it's different sometimes. Like maybe you don't know someone as well, and there's a little bit of like some sort of tension or whatever. But like Chatterbox said, I've known him for a long time, and I don't know. With Ray, it was very easy because it felt. I think when it's very dramatic, like from the beginning, when everything's very, very dramatic, like it's kind of easy to get a read on.
Yeah.
How people are going to play it.
Less serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could tell that at some point, I think it was when like Ray Mond gave some information to the clowns and I was like, she's kind of leaning into this. So I'm going to lean into it back and like further continue to antagonize her then.
Yeah, that was when I like truly like I lied to you and betrayed you entirely. And I pretended to be on your side and then I ended up snitching.
Ooh.
And then I became #1 hit list.
Whippy, what about you as far as conflict?
I find the conflict's good because like if I can roleplay with you as a friend, it's also like if we're both egging each other on to create conflict, usually we both know, oh, they want this, they're asking for it, then you can go screw with them. And then usually it's a good result. It's usually fun. Because like this is a war about like good story, and it's not like an ego war, like it's not like a Southside gang war. It's like it's actually really fun because you can fiddle around and you don't need to like actually worry about like like you know what I'm talking about with like
Yeah, it's
Southside
about
Gang War,
friendship.
like,
Yeah, it's about friendship, betrayal. It's more of a deeper storylines than gang, bang, bang. You know, you're dead, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Gang,
you're not gonna
gang.
worry about like guys, do we got enough guns? Get 3 cars out, get the squad out, okay?
Right,
We're not gonna
right.
worry about that. You can do like just actual good, role play. That's what I like about the clown stuff. And I remember like what was like back when I used to like back in 3.0 when I went to war with Mandem. Like that was a lot of fun too. It was like a bit gang, but it was still really fun. But conflict. I always get scared when conflict happens because I'm so used to like NoPixel 2.0 war meta, and I've still got like PTSD of that. And so like when conflict comes, I'm like, guys,
what was
I don't
that
know if we wanna
like?
get into this.
Oh,
Was it
Valkyrae,
like
you have no idea.
I have no idea.
Oh,
Have you ever played the game
Oh,
War
yeah.
of Tanks? Have you ever played the game War of Tanks?
yes.
Or like
no.
War Defender?
Oh no.
It was very PvP driven. It was very toxic. It was very I'm better than you. Get shit on. I'm gonna just teabag you and move on with my life.
Oh no.
It was Call of Duty. It was Call of Duty roleplay. I hated every second of it.
It's
Yeah.
it's why it's why I sometimes avoid conflict, because it's like I think the thing that I hate is like whenever people, and by the way, this is why like the scene that you guys create with like Mungo, you having BonBon going to the IC, it's like, yo, if you get like shot or stabbed, it's like you're injured, right? Like that's like a moment to create. I think my understanding of 2.0 is it was like you were shot, you're in the hospital, you wake up, you start talking shit again, and then go out
Get
and
back
like
up, soldier.
yeah, get back up, shoot again. Like people were like getting shot like multiple times, that like basically just like respawning and just fighting. So instead
Pretty
of
much.
like
It was like 4 a day.
instead of letting the scene breathe, you know.
I have a question.
Yes, go Rachel. Sorry, Ray.
Random question, but like, what do you guys want out of 4.0? What do you think would improve it at this state?
Ooh, I mean more storylines. Honestly, I think we need more
Oh,
storylines
really?
we're talking about today. Yeah, I think we need more of that for sure. I think people are.
Is there a
focused
lack
too much.
of it?
I would say so, and I'm biased. I would say people are focused on the grind / making money and progression, and not really thinking too much about the stories around it.
I agree. I do feel like people are very rich, getting very, very rich.
I
at,
wish
like,
I wish
30K.
there was more characters. I wish there was a little bit more characters. Like kind of how like when 3.0 started, like like I was like, whoa, like it was crazy. So like when 4.0 was coming, I was like, oh, we're gonna get that like really big pump of people gonna be doing more characters and stuff like that again. And we didn't we did get it, but we didn't at the same time, right? Because everybody was so like right off the bat, everybody was so worried about we got to make some coin, and that was like there was like G6 trucks everywhere. Like Senior Buns was full. Like Senior Buns is fun. Like the grind was crazy, right? And I didn't know what to do with myself at first. I'm like, I was a little lost because like there wasn't really much because nobody really wanted to do much because everybody was so focused on making money. Like it was like, okay, you talk a little bit, but I gotta go. And
Right,
it was like that for the, like really, really, it was really like that. And now I've noticed that, and this is just like my POV of it. Like I just noticed like the city got quieted down a bit, right? But more in like there's still a lot of people around, but everybody's working. Everybody's working, right? So if I want to roll around and try to go start some stuff with somebody, it's like I really got to look for people. It's weird, right? Senior Buns died down like crazy until like the boost came back. Now it's a little bit more life in there, but everywhere else, like it just like it's hard to find people sometimes because everybody's kind of just focusing on
Themselves.
yeah, it's like it's hard to find a lot of people to role play with because everybody's so focused on the grind right now. It's like it's crazy. I get it though.
Like,
I do get it though. I do get it. Like, and it's like it's hard for me to say things too because like I don't do mechanics. I don't grind at all. I don't do any of that. Right? Like other people got different goals than I have. Right? So like I get why they got to do it. But
What's your highest rep check?
That is a hilarious question to ask.
There is no shot.
I don't even know what that is.
You wouldn't have rep with anyone, I guarantee.
Have you worked at Senior Buns?
Yeah.
did.
Until they kicked me out.
What's your number? What's your rep there? What do you think it is?
I don't even know how that works.
Is there a civ job you haven't done?
Yeah, you think I'm gonna run sanitation? You crazy? I did Senior Buns because I could talk to people and cause some things. That's it. Everything else, I'm like, I did G6 once. And I'm like, this makes no sense for my character at all. Like this doesn't make any
Yes,
sense.
Exactly.
You know what's funny about that? I had a similar experience where I did like 2 grime runs and I was like, okay, this is the worst thing ever. So instead I went and got dressed up in like a shabby hoodie and I stood out the front of the senior buns with a hobo signs and just went, we'll sell jokes for money. We'll tell jokes for money.
Yeah.
I made
It
like, yeah, I made
It
like
does-
$4 an hour, but it was way more fun. You
Brother,
know?
I did the same thing and I made $10,000 in 1 hour.
What?
What?
I didn't do that.
$10,000, and I'm like, what? Why did I stand in senior buns for 2 hours to make $2,000? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
and I went through that money like that. I just went and bought a bunch of stupid stuff and it was gone.
Yeah,
I mean-
I love that type of stuff.
From also to go back to, I think 4.0 has been a highlight as far as like different kind of groups mixing up as well. For example, Valkyrae, you said it yourself, you trying something different. 3.0, you stuck with one group, and then 4.0, you tried different things. You're talking different groups, so that was cool.
I'm
Like
trying.
seeing like more civilians in 4.0 has been a highlight for me, because in 3.0 everybody had their group and everybody had their bubble, and people didn't want to intermix a lot, right? They wanted to kind of just establish themselves in 3.0, and in 4.0 I feel like people are taking more of a risk of trying different things, and I like that better.
Do you feel like those bubbles have been broken enough? Because I feel like there was a decent amount of, when we came back, the very similar groups reforming, which I understand, right? Because
Yeah, it's comfortable.
yeah, it's comfortable. Things are set up.
It is really comfortable to roleplay with the people you know, but a lot of times when you take that risk, you take that leap, and you try something different, it could be a lot better, right? For example, like the Chatterbox and Ray Mond story.
And
Yeah,
I would say,
which, by the way, has been fun as hell. So fun.
I would
It's
also
so fun.
I would also say that, just to be about 4.0 in general, I think it's also been good that some of the groups that have reformed do something different. I mean, like, so a lot of people in chat were like, well, Chain Gang reform. It's like, okay, obviously Chain Gang's going to reform, but dude, Rami's lawyer arc, literally Mr. K's like prison, K-Town and stuff, like, I think that like you can still have the same group and still create incredible new arcs and content even within the same group. So I mean, I think we've seen that as well.
Yeah, Chain Gang, they don't get enough credit for things that they do. They're overlooked with a lot of the things they do. I know, they're in a gang, but bro, they do, like, especially like K, like he's always doing something different,
Always.
all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like and he's really good at reading the room too. Like, a lot of people hate hearing that. Like, why can't I say read the room? But it's a real thing, right?
Yeah.
Like when we
You have
show
to.
up when we show up to their block just to mess with them, and we sometimes go hard on them trying to take them out, and like we'll try to rob them sometimes. They get us, they won't touch us. They'll just leave us there. They'll be like, all right, you guys come back, you're dead, right?
Yeah,
But
they know it's a scuffle. It's like a one and done.
Yeah.
I
They're all
think
so funny.
I think they, we spoke about conflict here, and I think one of the reasons, and Whippy can actually chime in on this, because, again, like, you guys have conflict like as the clowns, but I think one of the reasons why, this is just my take, why CG gets a lot of flack is because the conflict they bring is they are a gang. Like, it's not Minecraft. We're not like holding hands and singing Kumbaya, right? Like, it's gonna get spicy, right?
Yeah, get on your knees, you're getting shot. Materials are dying.
I'm curious, Whippy, for your take on that, because Whippy, Whippy runs a gang, the BBMC, and how do you guys then handle conflict when it gets a little bit more serious?
So it's always like, I think one arc going back to 3.0 conflict is, internally we always referred to this thing called the 45-day war, where it was war with Mandem, Vargos, and CG at the same time that lasted 45 real life days. And for 45 real life days, we would wake up, buy guns, and for 9 hours a day, go in a hunting squad to go find these people. And it changed me as a person, because now I hear a car screech. It did. It screwed me up, because now I've got war PTSD. Like, I'll be sitting there and I've got here. My left ear doesn't work in real life, but this ear is the best ear on the planet. I hear a door open. Where they at? I hear anything. I hear a car screech. I hear a door open. I hear someone get stabbed. I was driving past Mungo. I think you're with us. I was driving past Burger Shot, and I heard someone get stabbed on a roof doing roof running. and I
Like
was just
2 buildings
driving-
away.
No.
like, 2
We drove
buildings away.
past.
I
He went,
heard
"Did
it.
you hear that?" We were like, "What are you talking about?" He went, "Someone just got stabbed."
Oh my
Yeah, I-
god.
You are the war meme. You know that PTSD war meme on like Twitter? You're that.
Wow.
The guy with the soldier with the helmet. He
Oh
looks pretty
yeah.
much-
It's
Yeah,
just
that's
chaos
Whippy.
in the background.
Yeah, that's Whippy right there.
Yeah, but what like when we tried to handle war, it was very like it was scary for me because there was also like an OOC factor. Like you can't ignore it. Like you go to war with a group with a bigger streamer and you're also a streamer, you would see their community come to you, and they'd either praise you or they'd hate on you, or you would grow as a content creator or you would fall. I could not ignore that. The more wars I won, the bigger my stream also got. But also the more I lost, it did impact my streaming. And so like it was also like, hey, you know, is this
Wow.
it was like a big thing. It's like, do you really want to go screw with that? And it's like, well, I only want to go into war if the war was good RP. And after that 45-day war, there was a lot of good RP with that. Like I actually really did enjoy that at the end. But it was also like, you know, people getting drained, you know, you log on and people having fun. That's the biggest thing. And so like with old like gang wars, it can get like very like worrying. Like, hey, are people going to log on and enjoy this? Are people going to get burnt out? And usually after like you do a gang war, a lot of people like leave the gang. I've noticed like some people like, hey, this isn't fun anymore. Like I'm out. And so it's like, for me, I always try to avoid conflict, which is why when I heard Ray Mond and the clowns are coming after me, even then I'm like, oh God, oh no, this is scary. I'm scared of the clowns, man. Well, they screw me up. Like I saw Mungo and how good he is at melee combat. I'm like, bro, Chatterbox comes at me with a knife. I'm dead. There's no way I'm doing that.
Years of practice, man.
Yeah.
Years of practice. I'm like, bro, if I get in a melee fight and it's 5 clowns, I'm running the other way. I'm not winning that one.
Just here's an OC tip. Just target stumbles. At least you get somebody.
Yeah, it's like that's about it.
And I'm curious, and this is a question for everyone involved in this conflict, because I actually think it's a valid question to discuss. Is how do you handle viewers, both from the like, if you are a smaller creator and interacting with a larger creator, and then being the larger creator, and to sort of key to something like there is that dynamic that occurs. As an example, the only character that Mickey has actually hurt, people might not know this, the only character Mickey's actually like beefed with in 4.0 is Jean Paul. I stabbed him while he was in the robbing like UI menu or something. I didn't mean to, Ssaab. I swear I wasn't powering it. But and listen, love me some juicers, but I don't think I have to like pull punches and say that if you stab XQC's character Jean Paul while he's in a UI like potentially power gaming situation from me, I got a lot of heat from that, right? So I'm curious, how do you guys balance that? And maybe we'll start Mungo, Whippy, you guys maybe from the smaller creator standpoint, and then Ray, how do you manage the sun rays? Is that what the official
I
Oh,
term
don't
now?
know. We're torn between sun rays and rabies, and I just feel like rabies is more appropriate, but it's such a bad thing to like call a group of people. So we've just remained nameless forever. It's been 10 years.
I miss the Ray. I was always a Republican.
Well, I don't
but...
I don't get the joke. What is that supposed to mean?
You know how people have like community names?
Right. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's just there's a lot of like really bad words that have Ray in it. And
I see.
I just feel rabies, it's kind of on brand. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of screaming going on and just chaos. But Sunrays is more PG-13, very appropriate in comparison. So I don't know. Just it's hard. Anyways. Yeah, back to the question. Dundee, go ahead. I mean Whippy.
Oh, good. So, one thing I've noticed, and it took me way too long to realize this, is but like when handling like viewers and stuff, like if there's a conflict, you gotta like be on top of your viewers, because some viewers get like really passionate and really, really love what they're doing, and they don't have like, well, some people, some chatters I've seen, maybe they do have a malicious intent. But the one thing I've noticed that if I mold, chat's like a little child. It's like a monkey. Like if streamer's upset, chat goes off the rails, and they will join you, they'll back up their streamer. You're mad, we're mad. And the big thing I've noticed is like if you just say, you know, you're happy and that you just, you know, you always say, hey chat, go show love, go do this, chat eventually starts doing that automatically. And I always feel like chat's behavior, not all the times, you know, it does get to a point like you're always going to have those people who are just dicks no matter what, but usually I do find that a large amount of people will follow the streamer's behavior. There's still always going to be that 20% that are just going to be dicks. But I find that as long as I always have a positive attitude, no matter what, and no matter what conflict, you know, no matter what, I'm always like, hey chat, go over to this streamer, go show love, go make sure that they are appreciated. You know, it's usually does, you know, quiet down a lot of haters as well, is one thing I've noticed. Because like there's been times where like, you know, I've had an unfortunate RP scenario, you know, maybe I've crashed the car to scuff or something, and I'm upsetting spaghetti, and then chat just goes like off the rails, and it's like, you know, hey, I promote that activity. So it's like the main thing is like, no matter what, no matter if you're like getting gunned down or robbed, or you know, you're robbing someone, you always go and send, you know, positivity over to the community, and usually it benefits the best.
Yeah, I think from the perspective of like on being on the receiving end of chatters, I think we all have been, and I there's not much to do besides mostly try to ignore it or make light of it and have fun with it, because it's just like a part of the environment that we exist in. It's just something that does happen. So especially if you are doing conflict with creators who are larger than you, or who are large in at all, there are people out there who can't separate things, but I think as long as we all can, that's the important thing, because we can deal with the hate, you know.
Yeah, so it's like Whippy, you're so spot on with that, because like I've also noticed like that was a huge thing. Like when you can kind of tell like the way viewers act is because of how who they're watching is acting, is what like that's like pretty spot on. So like when I was like trying to form the council in 3.0, like unite clowns and stuff like that, I noticed like I'm like, okay, like now I'm gonna roll around with a group of people, and like I always like kind of acted a certain way all the time, and like, you know, like and BonBon, like when you joined and stuff, like you're like you had that OOC talk, right? So you have your NoPixel rules, but there's also OOC clown rules, right? And rule number 1 is you are not allowed to mauled on stream. Otherwise, you're not going to be part of this group anymore. Simple as that.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
That was rule number 1.
Good.
And everybody was pretty good with that. We've had 2 slips, but you know, they don't
Listen, I molded that one time, okay?
Yeah,
and I don't want to talk about it. It was a bad moment for me.
It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Like the rule, like having rules for your group OOCly and getting everyone on the same page is good. I know you got to vent. Like things happen. Like I get frustrated too, but I'll never show it. That's for off stream, right? You get together off stream, you get in a voice call, then you vent, right? Then you vent about stuff. You don't gotta let everybody see that.
How much did you shit talk to me then?
Bro.
We have a whole channel for you in Discord, dude. It's
very rare I get upset about anything.
Yeah.
I think sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I won't be long. So I think one thing I forgot is that I think like some people might say it's a little bit too far, but like I keep it within my circle. Is that we like my mods will like we have like a whole Discord, and anyone who's in my group and in my channel will have their channels and their chat in the Discord. And if one person gets banned in say Mungo's chat, because like they're saying, why'd you join Dundee? Dundee's way worse than Chatterbox. You know how bad of a leader he is? He got shot in the head. Okay, he can't be trusted.
No.
You know, he's saying Whippy sucks, this sucks. It's like, well, he'll get banned in Mungo's chat. But then it's like, why would I want him in my chat? And so we do cross bans across our circle. And so that usually keeps a lot of hoppers away as well, because what we found is like some people will have a favorite member in a group, and then they literally will go and shit talk another member in the group, and then there was one time I had a 56-month sub in my chat. He was like the most never banned ever. He was going around shit talking other like my friends in my circle, in my friends' chat. I'm like, why would I want you in mine? So it's like managing that community and making sure you move all members that are being toxic across my friends' streams is another thing. Is how we reduce chatters, and so usually we found a positive effect from that when we do that.
And Ray,
Yeah, no, that's go. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, Ray, what about for you? Because like there's probably like a different pressure from you. I also
I
do
feel
think
responsible.
you are the biggest
For
streamer we've
sure.
had on the podcast. So this is a great question for you. It's like, how do you manage your community interacting with all these people? Because it's not like it's not me young, right? It's not someone who's like your roommate who you live with, right? So how do you
like
manage
all
them for that?
brand new people that
Yeah.
my community is being introduced to? I want drama. I want chaos. And I realize that I think there's genuinely people that are afraid to roleplay with me because of the crazy people in my community. There's just some really bad eggs in there. And it's obviously like the more people you have watching, there's going to be like a larger 1% that's going to be, very bad and treat others so poorly. So, for example, with the Carmela incident with Raymond and her beefing and stuff, like I communicated with her. I messaged her out loud. I said it out loud. If there's anyone that you want me to ban in my chat as well, let me know. Like, let me know if my people are chat hopping, if it's horrible. And like, I'm just very vocal on stream that like when our issue happened with BonBon and Raymond, I made it clear, like, this is what I want. Like, you guys, and also I raid all the time. Like, I always will talk about just like the streamer and how great they are at role playing, and like this is what I want. My character doesn't, but out of character, like keeps it entertaining. If you want me to have fun and keep playing, then I need to be having a good time. And I'm just so grateful for other role players that are able to like give that kind of RP, because I understand like when there's like conflict, viewers get so protective over their favorite characters and stuff. So I just try to reiterate all the time that it's treat it as a reality TV show. Treat it as it's just never talk about the streamer, only the characters. If you're gonna do that, then it used to bother me in 3.0 when people would like, hate my character. And at the beginning of 4.0, Raymond was really annoying. Like I hated her. But I just keep reiterating, just give it time.
Oh, yeah. Why was everyone so nice to you? I saw Raymond at the start there. I was like, yo, fuck Ray Mond, bro. Like that's why we had the Mickey Ray Mond beef, man. That shit was great.
You can do that though, because like we are friends IRL and we hang out all the time. Curse you.
Okay, but
but obviously when there's like new like friends, like I'm making a lot of new friends, talking to a lot of new people I've never met before, learning about like who they are in real life and in character. It's like obviously, there's a dynamic, like there's very protective viewers and chatters and stuff. So it's very different. Like when you beef with me, it's like, oh, it's just Blau being Blau, but I just like don't want anyone to be attacked, and I feel responsible for it. Like it's my fault if my community is acting a certain way. So there's lots of banning.
I would to summarize this, I actually would say from what I've observed of like the conflict that you've started and the drama that you've started, I do think you are probably one of the better, if not even like one of the best role players at like managing your community for its size. So you should be proud of that. So good
Give her
job.
flowers.
It's impossible for it to be perfect, but I just feel so responsible, and I just like don't want anyone to feel hurt because of role playing with me. So
Secondly, I'm only saying that because a lot of your community's in my chat right now, and I don't want beef with you, OC. Thirdly, if you guys want a raid from Valkyrae, it sounds like you should just start conflict with their character. Ssaab, get Slacks to just do a deep investigation into Ray Mond, start that conflict. And,
She's my shooter, but I can't find the gun.
I'm kidding. It's jokes.
I'll tell you where it is.
this guy.
Sorry. All right, guys. I want to know, going back now into this specific conflict. Now we kind of talked about it like a little bit more OOC in character. Like, what do you guys think? What do you guys think's next? Like, what's coming next? Not that you have to leak it, right? But like, where are your characters' thoughts about this conflict?
It's a lot of improv. I'm not gonna lie. I have like a bunch of ideas, like possible. There's so many endless possible scenarios and situations that can happen, and it's more so just kind of being prepared for what might happen. But a lot of it really is improv. Like sometimes just throw chat off. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, but then I end up not doing that. But they think they know, but they don't. Try to keep it spicy and interesting. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't plan anything. I just get on with zero plan because I do my best when I don't know what I'm doing. like literally.
Really?
If I have something in my head,
It changes.
Yeah, and if something else happens, and I'm all like, oh, that didn't go the way I'm thinking, right? So I just don't think. I just do whatever. No plan. I don't plan nothing. I don't
Makes a
like
lot
to
of
do
sense.
that. Yeah.
It's like I just log on and my chat goes to me, what are we doing today? I just go, I don't fucking know. We're gonna find out with you. I don't got a clue what I'm doing today.
Everything can just change.
I think right now it's interesting because I think like that tunnel scene kind of felt like a climax of things. And so now, like Ray said, it's kind of like a filler time.
I view that as a season finale.
Yeah, it felt a lot like
end
that.
of a chapter, and I feel like now it's kind of like seeing where things go.
Yeah. How do you restart that? Like, it's interesting.
It's the aftermath.
We're also both kind of like on the like wait to see what is going to happen from the other side thing right now, which is interesting in its own right. But yeah, I've got no idea what's going to happen. It'll be dramatic though, I'm sure. I'll make sure.
I'll make sure.
Yeah,
we're gonna make sure it's dramatic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
BonBon gets kicked out of BBMC. I'm calling it right now.
No,
I can't handle it again,
way.
man. Not
Oh,
again.
actually, Whippy, I have a question for you.
Like, yeah.
So in 3.0, you left the BBMC, right?
I guess you could say yeah.
did?
Yeah,
No,
and then
I got kicked out.
Oh yeah, you kicked out. So how did the roleplaying 4.0 play out for the BBMC?
Well, so initially I wasn't like making BBMC. I was just gonna follow the leader of the previous one, 3.0, when I got left, kicked out, whatever it is. But then like there was in character reasons why that didn't play out. Like Dundee the character had been through quite a lot in the 3.0 story, and it's like you can't really forget it. And so for 4.0, I tried rejoining that group again. In character reasons, didn't work out. And so now I'm like, you know what? Fired for Mosley's. Vinny's shop is shutting down. I'm just gonna start my own damn gang again. I'm like,
oh, that's what happened. Okay, so I see.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'll start it again. Because the previous group, they didn't want to go into BBMC again because they were like, like this is like Whippy's thing. We want to kind of have our own name, which is fine. I respected that. And so they turned it to the ADMC. And they're doing really good RP down there as well. And I know like Finley Milton's like starting his own shop and stuff. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna start my own gang again because I wanted to join the company. And then there was like so much going on there. And I'm like, well, I'm sick of waiting. I'm gonna join my own gang. And then Benji's like, why didn't you wait another month? I would have invited you. I'm like, too late. So that's where it just started. I'm just like, I literally woke up and I went, okay, I'm gonna tease the jacket because you remember James Kelly and Tommy Puff?
Yeah.
I wanted to like tease it. I wanted to like show the jacket. I'm like, look, guys, I'm gonna start the gang. We're gonna start it 1 month from now. And then I kid you not, I show them like the turf area, and like 7 people come by and they see me wearing the jacket, and they're like gossip girls. They call everyone they know. Dundee's starting the BBMC, and then I'm having 20 people call me. I'm like, guys, I guess we start now. I didn't plan on starting today, but we're back, baby, I guess.
I'll be honest, you got some really good role players in the BBMC. I'm jealous, and I want them the PD.
I would have been the PD. all of them, yeah. No, Tommy and Kelly would think about doing PD.
And BonBon, all 4 of you guys, you guys are really talented.
Can you imagine all 4 of us in a car?
Oh my God.
Today, man.
You have warrants, by the way.
Let's all come in together. That'd be great. That would be so funny.
Yeah, it'd be great. Because that's one thing I wish I had more, because back in old BBMC, we didn't have many cop people. This time I'm like, yo, if we all go to jail, we all log on cop and we go stir shit up. That's what I'm looking to do. And I think it'd be great.
I don't think I could ever do it. Being a cop looks way too hard, bro. It
looks difficult.
It's not.
I don't do paperwork.
There's school.
Well, the paperwork is just the problem. Other than that, it's just all improv, like you're talking about.
I can't read. Like, there's a lot of. It's too much.
Yeah, and remembering 10 codes and all of that.
Yeah, remembering all that just seems like a lot of stress.
Ray, just do what I did.
One code.
In 3.0, I just made a character that was illiterate. Clay Kona just couldn't read. But then Ssaab was a
Wait,
fucker.
really?
Yes, and I basically tried to get around it by making a character that just couldn't read, and then Ssaab was like, you have to learn to read before. On Bass was like, you have to learn to read before I hire you, and I was like, fuck, because that was literally my way of trying to get.
You have to
out
write
of it.
reports. It could be 2 sentences. That's all I need.
No.
So I have a question actually for all of you guys who've been involved in this scene. I sort of about the emotions involved. I just wanted to briefly say, Whippy, yeah, man, now look at what you've done with the company now. Now I have to go and play Jesse to hang out with Whippy. So thank you. You know what? Actually, before I get into this next question, can I just say it was disrespectful of you, Mungo, and you, Ray, and Whippy. I'm going to tell you guys, because I was in a different arc. I'm like a minor side character in this arc. I was in a different arc. I was wrapping up my academy. I had been streaming 7 fucking days in a row. I was trying to just end this shit, man. I was ready to log off and not stream. Fucking call. Hey, Benji's about to go kill Dundee. I'm like, fuck, bro. Do you know what I was doing? I was ERPing with Ssaab. Me and Ssaab were ERPing. I was
Whoa, not in the podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's for another one of our episodes. We'll be doing an ERP episode. Great time for me. I'll say, guys,
Bonus
that's
content.
right. That's right. Yeah, that's one's behind the Patreon. Guys, and if you want to watch that episode, guys, remember Roleplay Podcast on YouTube and on all your favorite podcasting channels. Please like, follow, subscribe, all that bullshit. Okay, my question for you all is, this stuff gets like pretty intense, beyond just conflict RP or some of this stuff. How do you like, beyond just like role playing, how do you guys go into the state of acting in some of these situations? 'Cause for example, like Ray, when you called Mickey, like that was an insane phone call. Like that was like good acting. Like yeah, like how do you prepare for something like that?
I think it's kind of crazy because I was just talking to Sidion about this on Sunday, but we both have aphantasia, so we can't really like imagine things. So I think that's why I love video games and cartoons and animations and just TV. I'm just such a visual person. So when I'm playing, I get so immersed into my character, and I just like I'm very empathetic. And when I was on that phone call with you, I just felt genuinely bad for her. Like I felt sorry for her. Like she just like had this enemy that was just so much better and cooler than her. And she's just like so naive and stupid. And so I just, like when she opened up to you, it just like, it felt embarrassing, like admitting a loss. And so I just like felt bad for her. And the tears just start coming out. Like I had one eye crying, the other one was so dry. And so I was like half acting, like this side was like feeling it. This side is so desensitized. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of happens naturally when we're role playing. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, I think immersion is the big
Immersion.
One.
For
Yeah,
sure.
because if you're immersed in your character and what they want and like why they're doing what they're doing, then even if you're intentionally making a mistake or a bad decision on that character, it still allows it to like kind of, you allow it to affect you in the way that
that it would and should.
Yeah.
For sure.
I find that like to become Dundee, I have to literally become Dundee. And so like I'll just like I have to find my mojo. Like I haven't played like Dundee or Croc in a while. It takes me a while to slip back into him, and then all of a sudden I'll start thinking like him, and it'll just like when I'm on Dundee, I'll start thinking fuck cops, fuck clowns, stuff them, and it just, those thoughts come naturally to me. But the minute I go on Croc, where's the parking? Like everything just swaps over to me. It just becomes completely natural. And I find one thing I noticed is that when Dundee gets mad, I found myself getting mad. And it was like a big thing. Like I had to separate OC emotions from my character because sometimes sometimes you get really into it. And there are times where I have cried, there are times where Dundee will be in a scenario and, like someone's leaving the group or something bad has happened. And like, I have actually cried while role playing because, I've slipped into the character and I start thinking exactly like him. And, it also allows me to kind of just, I'm like such a gentle person out of character, and I feel like, but when I'm Dundee, I'm like, I'm yelling at people, I'm screaming at people, like all my friends, like they'll be doing things and I'm screaming at them, fucking hurry up, fucking go faster. Like I can't do that IRL. Like IRL, I'm like, I walked up like IRL, walked up to the counter to buy something at a store, and I was too scared to speak. Okay, but I go Dundee, like fucking get in the car. Like I turned into like a different person, and I just sometimes I wish I had Dundee's, what's the word I'm looking for? The ability to go talk to people, because I find in real life I can't talk as much as I do in real life.
It's not charisma. That's what I'm looking for here.
Confidence.
Confidence.
Yeah, confidence. Yeah, I'm looking for confidence, because it's like when I'm the character, all that confidence comes out. But when I go back to me, it's like, oh, I'm a little shy voice over here again.
Yeah, I struggle with the same thing IRL, but I think in game what it is, it's like you don't have to make real eye contact, and just knowing that everyone is on the server, they're there to make content and role play together, it makes it a little bit easier to interact with people and kind of just like talk. But I agree, it is so difficult in real life.
Well,
Yeah,
somebody
like,
chat's saying that you've been in a movie
yeah.
before, right? How'd you compare that to RP?
I was gonna say we actually have an actress with us who's been in
Oh,
movies.
true.
So Ray, I'm curious.
Like,
Like,
it was a 10-minute scene of me literally just being Valkyrae. Like,
okay, but
That counts.
you've been
wasn't that crazy?
you are okay. I'm gonna be honest. Like, listen, Rachel, my sister in Christ.
Bro.
I am never getting
Okay.
anyone more famous than you on this. So I
It's
need
not
to use
true.
Okay, we'll
That is
see.
not true.
We'll see. Listen, if maybe if I can get Hassan back into roleplay, or if I do an episode called "Why Did You Quit Roleplay," I can maybe get Hassan on. Until then, I am curious. Like, how would you compare this to acting in movies? Even if you haven't done as much, like you've gotten to see actors and
Yeah,
actresses
what it
on
was
set.
like.
Yeah.
It definitely, I obviously love roleplay so much more because it's mostly improv and you're not trying to remember a script in front of like 50 people watching you and filming you. And if you make a mistake, you're wasting everybody's time and then it's really stressful. So yeah, it's very different in person, but I do like following a script. It's just very hard to memorize it. But it's more so like in like when you're in character, it's more so you're just like doing your best to do what that character would do. And improvising is so much more relaxed than like memorizing a script. And no one's really watching. I guess people are watching, but not in person filming you, so it's a
You're
bit
in your
different.
own time.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
I could run off into a bush and just hide for like 5 minutes if I need a breather. Can't do that on set.
I found the
Blau-
same thing.
You go, Whippy. Go ahead.
Okay. So like I feel what you're saying that, Ray. Like I had like a very tiny bit of on-screen camera for my own project. I'm like, guys, I'm one of the best role players ever. I can't stuff this up. I have a script that I wrote myself on paper in front of me. I cannot remember it. And I stuff it up. I stuff it up 30 times in a row, and I'm in the shop wasting the shop's time. I'm wasting the camera people's time. Even worse,
Yeah.
I'm the one paying for it, so it's getting expensive. I'm like, I go home that night and I go, am I just fucking dumb? Like how? Like so I get where you're coming from. It's like I thought, like it's
You
so
don't
much
want to
easier
waste
just to
people's
improvise.
time.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a real
exactly.
crew there that's
Yeah.
like, they're just trying to get through the day and it's like, okay, I need to memorize these lines. I can't mess up. It's so stressful.
You have to be perfect, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No room for mistakes. And it's like when roleplay, I just
Roleplay,
No
I
one
can just
cares.
fuck around.
yeah, exactly. But there's a camera. It's like, oh man, this is all really
Just forget
expensive.
everything. Instantly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have a question now for Chatterbox, but then also the rest of you guys can weigh in, and then it's actually for Chatterbox, then a little bit for you, Ssaab. Chatterbox, you described Chatterbox as doing sort of more SBS or for the viewers here, just kind of like more kind of chaotic, sort of silly things. How do you balance that with then when things, because you guys have now had some pretty serious arcs, so how do you guys balance the like silly side of being a clown versus like the serious arcs of being a clown?
Well, I mean, like when this kind of started, right? Like because of all the RP that now that's like getting spilled in, everybody's getting involved and stuff like that. Like I just don't like the SBS chaos stops. So what I normally do when things get serious is like, because I learned a little bit like actually a long time ago. The first time I ever did something like that was with actually Dundee and Barry when Dundee did his missing arc, and
Well, that was so much fun.
yeah, and then Barry was like, well, I kind of need help, and I heard you kidnap people, and I'm like, yeah, I do. And he goes, here's a list, get them, right? And then I don't know, just something clicks, right? And I just focus on only that for a while, right? So like now, like with this whole arc that's going on now, it's really different to me, like really different, because I don't do like relationship RP. I was like, nah, I don't do that. Like that's not my thing, right? But now with Ray Mond and Chatterbox, it's more goofy and fun, and like we're both on the same page. Like we were talking about earlier, like if you're on the same page, it's like really easy, right? So like what I do now is to try to keep myself from doing stupid things. Funhouse is where serious RP happens for Chatterbox. You stay at the Funhouse. I did an 8-hour stream. 2 hours was with Slacks, and then Slacks put Chatterbox in jail, and then the rest of the other 6 hours was at the Funhouse. So this way I can for me, because if I don't stay somewhere away from a bunch of people, I'm just gonna something fucked up's gonna happen. I'm gonna ruin things, right? That's just how it is. Like somebody will come and stir something up with Chatterbox, and then then I just yeah. So now I just stay at the Funhouse, and I just kind of do the more serious role play there, and it's fun. It's hard though, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like I said, I don't plan anything, right? So just kind of I'm just gonna say whatever and see what happens, right? And lately it's been okay. Like there's so many clowns now. Like there's an insane amount, right? And we don't do the one group clowns anymore. We started the new clown order, right? So now it's just a clown code. That's the only thing that clowns have, is just a clown code. You follow that, whatever. So now with this whole thing with BonBon being a clown trader, Chatterbox and Ray Mond kind of doing goofy kind of relationship RP, right? And then this mime drama that's going on. I just tell myself when I'm getting on the server, I'm like, I gotta be in Grapeseed, otherwise I'm gonna fuck everything up. Otherwise, yeah, because if I'm in jail, I can't really do serious arcs, right? And if I don't stay at the Funhouse, I am going to jail. That's just what happens.
True.
Well, I want to hear Ssaab's take on the investigating side, but a follow-up question, for the viewers and for all of us, what is the mime arc? What's going on with mimes now? Because
so what
Get the
we
mime
did-
art list, because I want to
Getting
make one.
really into the weeds now.
So in 3.0 we had this thing we had these encounters with mimes, right? And I don't remember the first mime I ever encountered, right? It was just immediately whoever was playing this mime, I have no idea who it was. Immediately it was like clown, nah, pulls a knife, right? And it was like, okay, that set from that moment on, that set the tone. And then it went from some clowns were making mimes and stuff like that, and then there was doctors, EMS, there was mimes, just people playing mimes just to come and attack us. So then we just created this whole there's this mime lore now that clowns and mimes have been at war for years, and now that 4.0 started, the in between from 3.0 and 4.0, in that 5-year gap, right at the end of 3.0, all the clowns got a text from this unknown number, and it was a draft notice for the clowns and Mime War, and we had to go fight it, right? So we all left and came back, right? The clowns lost the war. Clowns came back. Clowns all hated each other because we all blamed each other because we all did stupid shit at the war, right? Typical clown stuff, right? And now I don't exactly know who's playing these mime characters. I won't lie to you, I don't really know. I know some of them, but there's this mime general, mime queen, stuff like that, and they're coming back to take over and wipe out the remaining clowns in Los Santos.
I'm making one.
Make one.
You
Make
are?
one.
Do it.
Make one.
Are you
talking about
Nobody has
revenge?
to ask. And more mimes, the better. It's fun. It's really fun. And here's the tip with mimes. I mean, come on, look, you don't got to initiate. You're a fucking mime. You can't talk. If we're standing in the Funhouse, some mime comes in and cranks me on the back of the head, well, that's my fault. I wasn't paying attention. You know what I mean? Mimes don't got to initiate.
Those rules don't apply.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched a clip of, I guess, I don't know the character. I actually don't know the character. My child was saying it was Mother Mime. I was watching this clip where she finds BonBon on the ground, and then and I'm like, wait, who's this character? And then the voice comes. I'm like, Like what? Like, that's the voice. I was like, oh shit! Like that was crazy. Who apparently Benji took as his date to the prom or something. It's a whole.
It was
My fucking man,
chaos.
Benji. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was glad. I'll tell you what, I was really glad that she found me, Whippy.
You were in there for 45 minutes. I felt so bad.
This shooting
Wait, what?
happens. This shooting
tunnel.
happens, and they take Dundee, and they're like, "We got to get Dundee out of here because the cops are here." And they take Dundee, and I'm lying there, and I'm lying on the ground, and I'm like, "Chat's like, when can you local EMS?" I said, "Guys, it's fine. Whippy got taken. He doesn't have to local EMS. He's gonna remember. He's gonna come back and get us. It's gonna be fine."
Wait, what? Where were you?
In the tunnel where we got shot.
You got left in the tunnel?
Yeah, I was like,
45 minutes.
Chat, don't worry. Whippy's gonna come back and get us. Dundee calls me like 20 minutes in. I'm like, it's gonna happen now. Any minute now. Whippy's gonna be back in the
No
tunnel.
way.
And I had chatters actually come in and they're like, Ray feels really bad that you're still in the tunnel.
That explains
And I was like,
everything.
The longer it took, the more content it became for me, to be honest, because it just became funnier that Dundee was not
You
coming to get me.
forgot about him.
I was
Whippy.
like,
Wow.
I was like, okay, two things. I was like, one, there's no way this motherfucker's still in the tunnel. He's dead somewhere. Like this guy has been like, I saw Mickey talking shit. I'm like, bro, they took him, they ocean dumping his motherfucker. You're gonna call me when he at the hospital, okay? I ain't gonna find him. And then I was just like, I forgot because I was like, shit, the company. And I just started talking. And I also thought you got caught or something because what was crazy is that the cops were there. I'm like, okay, cops are here. Cops are chasing us. Cops are seeing the dead bodies. Like, Mickey's talking shit to BonBon on the ground. I'm like, he'll call me when he's at the hospital.
Well, I didn't
guess
see
you-
anybody
they
get
left you.
hurt. I didn't see anybody get hurt, and then we had a kidnapping and the stabbing of Senior Buns. So I had to break off to that. That's why I wasn't there. Because I responded when the shots fired happened. I could have been there to see everybody walk away, but I had to break off and go to Senior Buns because something else was more important going on.
I said to my chat, I was like, I looked at the clock. I said, listen, guys, I got 2.5 hours until I have to go to work. I will stay here all day until something happens if I have to.
That's
Is
like
someone
that time we were in the, remember we were in the sewers and we stayed in the sewers for like 2 hours just talking each other down. We
Yeah,
blew
we
up.
blew
No
up.
way.
We blew
Yeah.
up in a car in the sewers, and we ended up. I think we played I Spy for
Yeah.
like 45 minutes. And we just. But that's the sort of stuff that like you can make the decision to immediately local EMS because you want to get back out there. But especially if you're with someone, it's a lot harder when you're by yourself, obviously.
Mhm.
But if you're with someone, and especially being with someone like Chatterbox, who like that he doesn't need much to be funny, like he can be funny just sitting there. That you're like, he was like, "Is someone gonna come get us?" And I was like, "I don't think so. I don't think anyone's coming to get us, man. We might be down here for a while." And it created some really funny content, I think.
It was really fun,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
This line there was fun.
Like-
Yeah.
Like if you like for me, like if I get like I've seen people wait on like a side of a hill for like hours for someone to find them. If I know someone's looking, I'll sit there until the end of the day. Like I will never respawn because if you respawn, then you forget. But if someone finds you, the tea is significantly tastier.
And I
Also,
knew
the
you were
scene is
looking
much
for
better
me.
when somebody finds you at like somewhere in the middle of the world versus at the hospital bed.
Yeah, well, that whole like mother mime finding me thing wouldn't have happened if I locally EMS'd 40 minutes earlier.
That's
you know?
true.
So
Yeah.
it may suck me on the ground. Like it's a big risk. Like as small as the GTA map is, it's still trying to find a needle in the haystack. And if you're dead on the side of the hill and all you can see is your fucking legs sticking out, it's even harder to try and find you. But like if you get picked up, I have found like crazy things. I have found people who have been kidnapped, killed, dumped, and I have managed to find them. I've seen the craziest shit. Like I found some bodies. And I'm like, bro, if I get reported for metagaming, I don't know what my defense here because this is the wildest find I've ever seen. And it's like, knowing that stuff could happen is why I always hold out hope. Is like, if I can avoid respawning, knowing that someone might be looking for me, then
Yeah.
I'll hold out on respawning. It's crazy how people have been found.
Yeah, Chatterbox You're too nice. He messaged me, hey, can I ask? Yeah, you can ask a question, man. I mean, we usually
Ask away.
Yeah,
I
ask
don't want
away.
to interrupt anybody. I got two serious questions for you, Ssaab, but you don't have to answer them because I don't know how this kind of stuff works.
Ooh, okay.
Question number one.
Make him answer.
Question number one. Debtor's law. Okay. Is that actually going to happen?
What law? Some more time.
That debtor's law. So if you get arrested and you got debt, you got to work that shit off in prison.
Ooh.
And if it is going to happen, how bad is it going to be? Because I'm going to be real. That it does, to be fair, fuck characters like Chatterbox. It fucks characters like James Randall and shit that don't work. You know what I mean?
Did you get reimbursed on your adoption fraud?
No.
You should. That'll get you out of debt, no?
Yeah, but you could get me out of debt. You get Chatterbox out of debt. But how is Chatterbox not going to go back into debt?
So I'll be honest. I don't know what the idea will be. It's been floated around that the way it's going to work, if you have a large amount of debt, there's jobs going to work in the prison to pay it off to the state, and then you can be released. I don't know how it's going to look like overall. I'm not sure. I can't really elaborate more on that, but that's kind of the idea being discussed. Also, there's an idea being discussed where it's like the prison is like a public queue, where the lifers are basically public players who need to earn whitelist and be set free through role-playing with Carmine and Bobby Charles.
That's cool. So
the prison
whoever's in charge of that, hopefully they think about, the dumbass characters that float around.
I think maybe starting like a debt forgiveness for everybody, let everybody off with a warning saying, hey, going forward, there's a new law in place. It goes in place, now your previous debt is forgotten, and then you can start fresh now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing that concerns me the most about that whole thing is like I don't know if it'll actually happen or not. It's just concerning that if you do this debtor's law and it does suck, right? So now you're gonna have people that do jobs, banks, whatever. They're gonna target cops more. It's gonna get heated more. There's gonna be more rat things happening because nobody's gonna want to get caught because the work it takes for a lot of crims to get involved and start these crimes, right? Holy fuck, I'm gonna get this much charge now, and if I go into debt now, now I gotta stay in prison and work this shit off. They're gonna be like, nah, we're gonna go hard as fuck on these cops.
Right.
That'll happen.
Right. It becomes sweat and sweat. I get what you're saying.
I think
Not clowns, because we don't really do that, but I'm just saying people that do like to go out, get really PvP. It's gonna create a heavy environment again, and I was thinking a lot about that, so I really wanted to ask because it's just something to think about, right? Because who knows how this could all play out down the line, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. It shouldn't be something that really hurts the character so much to where it turns completely different direction. But being in debt should mean something too.
Yeah, no, I understand that I understand too. My other question was, do you think that just looking at how 3.0 kind of went and how the server is now, do you think the server could possibly get a little less grindy as times go on? Because we have civs now, and civs are really important and they're awesome to have. But as the server goes on, more civs are going to start either A, leaving because it's going to be the same old thing all the time,
right?
Or B, they're going to start joining groups, gangs, and stuff like that, which happened in 3.0 as well. There's going to become a time where the civs are going to be gone and the gangs are going to be doing everything, right? That is something we probably don't want.
Correct,
because that might happen.
Right, because it'll make people, gravitate toward being part of a gang or criminal syndicate than actually being a civ.
That's
or
right.
being or go be a cop, right? It'll be like two talent trees: be a criminal or be a cop. And it shouldn't be that way, right? Because then it becomes cops and robbers all the time. So
yeah,
for me, I would recommend giving people who've been role playing their ass off as a civ whitelist. Let somebody run group 6. Let somebody run senior buns. Let somebody run Mosley's or a mechanic shop, right? So where they've earned it, and now they can start having people below them that actually do that role play, right? So that would be my recommendation.
Okay, gotcha.
It's actually, by the way, Chatterbox, amazing questions that I'm so sorry, this is gonna be really cringe. Chatterbox, those were amazing questions that we actually dove deep into and discussed on Roleplay Podcast, Noobs of NoPixel, where we talked to, don't roll your eyes at me, Rachel, where we talked
it was deserved.
Where we talked to Squeaks about this very thing, because the thing was like, why is a character like, and I think it hurt a lot of people to see a character like Vivek Ramaswamy having to grind just to have money. And we kind of I've talked to Ssaab about this. Allegedly might be in talks with some of the devs about this, but I think this idea of whitelisting certain, and I'm not even saying whitelisting like money or like businesses, but like I would even say like a character like Chatterbox. I could see a world, or even a character like BonBon, right? I see a world where certain whitelisted things should probably be there for a lot of people who are kind of just doing pure roleplay. SFan kind of described this server as like a mix of like action gameplay in GTA and MMO and then roleplay. And it's like for the people who are really just focusing on roleplay, giving them stuff doesn't really matter. They're not really affecting the like MMO side of it, right? Like, for instance, we could give Chatterbox cool tools and stuff, and it's like you're not going to take that and be like, all right, well, time to go hit May's bank with this, right? Like, your character's not going to go and like, time to go compete with, I don't know, the company in CG or something, right? You're not like, it's a different sort of avenue of roleplay going on. So I would 100% agree with that.
And I think one thing we should do on NoPixel, in my opinion, this is just from my idea I'm throwing to the world, is we should also promote content creators who are doing a good job on the server, on the loading screen. Maybe somebody's having an event in game, broadcast the whole entire city. Promote the civilian roleplay and the event aspect of it to where it's not always PvP. It's not always PvE. It's not always farming or grinding. Have a way to where other content creators can also be placed out there, especially small ones or big ones, doesn't matter, who are doing an amazing job. Promote them, right? Show the world, hey, these are our best role players, right? And just go from there.
Like, you guys, look what you guys did with Carmine. That was like the biggest brain move I've ever seen. Like, giving Carmine and Bobby Charles, that prison was like, prison's so fun. You go in there and they're there, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding. It's so much fun, and it's just purely just role play fun. That's all it is, and it's big brain move. Like that was huge. That was huge. Like, one of my big goals is like I don't really like want to have anything for Chatterbox really. But like the Funhouse has always been like the spot, right? And I've always wanted to like try to do stuff there. And actually, like, I never actually like submitted it like to anybody. I had this like huge PowerPoint presentation, and I was going to invest in this, right? Made this huge PowerPoint in 3.0 to actually like see if it was possible to have like development work and stuff, because I had so many ideas. I can get cops, crims, anybody involved come to Grapeseed in this fun house and do stuff. I had so many ideas. I just never ended up doing it because I didn't know if it was possible or not, right? Like, I don't know how these things work or who to talk to, right? But it's something I do want to try to push for if it is an option, right?
Right, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, imagine y'all have like, in-game or in-character like quest you have to go on to build a fun house or to do a construction RP behind it, right? Like things like that.
So good.
Or just in the city. Like, imagine as a civ worker, your job actually went to building a construction site on Cyprus. Like, imagine you as a lumberjack, your wood that you did every single day went down there and helped build the city, right? So you felt like your job mattered.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's perfect. That's perfect.
That'd be sick because it would give a purpose.
Right.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people
have
had a hard time finding purpose in the server.
After the podcast, DM me. I know a guy. I'm not even kidding, by the way.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would allow for more RP and just like seeing your work go into something and like kind of give purpose. Oh, it'd be so good.
Yeah, it'd be good. I felt like I remember, like, I'd love to see like a construction job. Like, I remember on another server I was playing on, like, you could, I mean, it reset every time you did the job, but you could actually like go to the houses that were under construction and you could actually build them.
You build
them. It would take
yeah.
a long time and you get paid. It was like, I don't care if it resets every time. It's really, really fun.
That's
I've
cool.
never had so much fun doing civ jobs in my life. It was actually really sick. And I'd love to see it on NoPixel. But I saw like the massive construction that's like going down in Cypress Flats, I think, on the big old Popular Street. Goes down. I'm keen to see what that is because I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking massive.
And I think, by the way, I'll just say, I think NoPixel as a server is actually just like actually amazing, and I love all the base foundations of stuff that they've set up in the server, and I think it's all really good. What you're talking about, Chatterbox, is I actually do think this is like their next step, kind of talking about what you guys want in the future of NoPixel. A little bit less of the grinding. Like, yeah, I think they basically at this point can selectively pick out a few role players who've been dedicated to good role play and either do some dev projects for them, give them some whitelists, and basically help build out that kind of, I guess you could say, like the non-MMO role play, that like pure role play into the server more.
Would be really cool. Would be really cool.
Speaking of that, I do have a spicy question about that, which is, how did you guys come? It's a two-part question. How did you guys come up with the clown games? And Ssaab, how do you deal with the clown games as an admin?
Sorry,
I'll explain.
Ssaab.
That's a good question.
No, go ahead.
Start with an apology, Chatterbox. That's where
My
we
bad.
begin
My
this
bad.
conversation.
It's okay. Well, I mean, like, it just we just started doing stuff. It originally was Chatterbox and Giblets, rest in peace, Giblets, that used to do Funhouse games all the time, right? And then it kind of expanded from that, right? Just thinking of new things. And Matt RP he played Ripley in 3.0. He did this thing with the clowns. He's actually the one that created Clown Risk. Like, that is like the ultimate game. His community created that because he needed games, because he pretended to be Professor Bubbles, this Professor Clown, taking the clowns to Clown College, right? But it was just to get us to get hurt, was the whole goal. So he brought us to this Clown Risk game, right? And, well, we all got hurt, right? And it just stuck. Like, we just kept that game, and we just because it was so fun. And like other people that we got involved in that, like, kept wanting to do it, and then we kind of overdid it, right? That was a big problem. But it was just ever since I started, games started in the Funhouse, because that was like the whole clown thing when I started. Was me and Giblets did clown games in Grapeseed, and then it just kind of expanded from there.
Yeah, because has everyone here done? Someone in the chat did ask. Has everyone here done Clown Risk?
3-time champ.
Oh.
Whippy's the only one who hasn't.
But you
I've already done
haven't?
Dundee's never done Clown
I've only
Risk.
done the.
Say less,
honey.
buddy. Say less. BBMC,
Yeah, say
BBMC
less.
outing time.
I'm so
I've not done
metagaming this.
Gonna get a
Right.
call in 20 minutes.
You have to
Hello,
try. It's
found
such
it.
it's so much fun, and it's so stressful, and it's so entertaining.
What's it
Ray-
about? I actually don't know.
Ray
what it
plays
is.
3 times, and she won 3 times, and I was like,
Yeah,
how? Like, I only won once, and I played I don't know how many times. You know what I mean?
just RNG.
Basically,
Lucky, I
Whippy.
guess.
Well, originally it was on the big green bridge. I don't know what the highway that is, right by the airport. You know, that big tall bridge. So you go up there and you
Yeah,
go on the edges, right? So you have a few people on one side, a few people on the other side, right on the edge. But you have to be facing inwards at each other. So you roll a 6-sided dice, right? And whatever it rolls on, whatever you hit, there's an action. There's a list to read from. So like 1 is slide, 2 is celebrate, 3 was like clown
this
4 or
sounds
something,
good.
right? Yeah. So there's like a bunch of actions. So your goal is to do these actions, and if you fall off the bridge, well, obviously you were fucking eliminated. So it's last one standing wins, basically, and it was really fun.
That is actually pretty fun. See, that's what like you always come up with those good. But was it you that came up with the idea, or was it someone else?
Matt RP's community
Matt
came up with
RP.
that one.
Oh, that's right. Matt RP. My bad. Yeah, Matt RP's community.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I always thought like the clown's always doing like the funniest RP, and like always a corporate thing. Chatterbox. I gotta confess something. I just called you Chatterbox. Oh, that's right.
Well,
That's his
it's
name.
That is his
it is
username.
Chatterbox.
That is
Don't worry about it, man. I'm good.
Look, I've always had a personal competition between you and me, okay? And I always thought I have to always beat Chatterbox in this. Who has the most amount of debt? Okay.
Oh,
I
homie,
had
you
to
can't
always
beat me.
You're in over your head, Whippy. I'm sorry.
There's
I-
no
I was
way,
like-
Whippy. Do you know
I had-
this guy's dead?
I had gotten up to like $4 million of 500 attempted murders of government employee, $4 million in debt. I'm sitting there, no one's got more debt than me. And then I go in Chatterbox's stream one fucking time. He's got $100 million. I'm like,
155.
$155 million worth of debt. I'm like, bro, what did you do?
I think that's the record of like all of NoPixel.
Yeah.
Has to be.
I don't know.
It has to be.
I
It
have to
has
be
to be.
second
There's
place.
just no way.
I got into debt when I first started playing NoPixel. I got into debt the first week, and I'm like, I just couldn't get out. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, I don't
That's
know
what
what
I
to do. And then when I met Space Boy, he was playing Mel at the time. I'm like, I asked him like, how do I get out of debt? Mel goes, what do you fucking mean, man? I'm $1 million in debt. You think I give a fuck? And I'm like, this guy's standing here in his fucking underwear with a sports car and a gun. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing something wrong here. And then, yeah, the rest was history. Fuck.
Yeah, 4.0 is the first time I'm actually not going to be in debt for the first time. It was like 2.0, Dundee was in debt. 3.0, Dundee was in debt. 4.0, well, I got to like 50k in debt, and then I went, no, we gotta fix this up now. I'm not doing debt this time.
Wait, what is putting you in debt?
I'm just dumb. Okay. Look. Okay. Well, I mean, I've been arrested, so it's not better. I had like 4 guns, and I sold all of them but one. And I go to use the one gun to shoot a cop, and of course, out of the 4 guns I have, I'm the one that gets stuck with a hot gun, and that hot gun was hotter than the goddamn sun, and I got like $50,000 fine in one go. I'm like, I just bought this gun for 20k, and now I got a $50,000 fine. Oh, I'm never buying a gun again.
It's not working.
It was really bad. It was not worth.
Molten lava hot.
It was. And then I got scared shitless because Bones was cooked, and he saw the report had something to do with murder, but he thought it was actual murder, and so I'm in the cell for 40 minutes, and they're all hiding in the corner, and the cadet comes over, and he's like, brand new, and he goes, yeah, they're talking about Hut, what's that? I'm like,
oh no.
No, I'm freaking out because like I've been in the cells for 40 minutes, and they're over in the corner, and then he comes over and goes, Bones goes, yeah, Dundee, I misread your charge. Actually, you're only getting 19 months for this one. So I was like, oh, thank God. But yeah.
Going back to what you said, Blau. I love the clown risk. I really do. I loved it and I hate it, and I'll be honest, because I loved it the fact that people were taking that big risk, and there's a hostage up there. The first one we did when you guys kidnapped Cliques on S-Fan, and you guys to come into the bridge, and it was serious, and there was so much on the line. I loved it because if we lost, that means everybody in the PD died, and then it would have been really bad. But if we won, that means the clowns would have got hurt. We could have arrested them, and we could have just stopped more people from getting hurt.
Yeah.
So I love that factor. But the problem is, it kept happening on the bridge over and over again. And then people were just going up there, just jumping off and just saying, you know, it didn't matter, right? So to me, it was kind of just like immersion breaking at one point. And that's why I was like pushing the clowns to do it somewhere like near the water, or somewhere where it's not too high to where if they fall, you're not going to die.
Yeah, I understand.
So, I mean, I'm all for it. In fact, I think there should be even tools to support something like that. The Clown Rush should be an actual game in NoPixel where you can actually roll a certain dice that has like clown emotes on it. So when you roll the dice on the ground, you see which emote you're going to do and you copy it.
That'd be cool.
That would be really cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. Oh yeah, I get that because after we did it, like once a lot of people started seeing it, they really wanted to do it. Like Rami is addicted to that game. Like, every time we have a disagreement, he's like, okay, thank you, bitch. He's like, we're gonna use you cleanliness in the bridge, and I'm like, bro,
not enough spit there, man. But that was a
good.
That
that
was really good.
That was good.
But it, like, and then I'm like, Rami, I don't think we should do that. He goes, it's fine. I'm like, it's not fine, man. Let's just come and kill me. Just come and kill me. Like.
I think there's time and place for us, and hopefully, like what I said, didn't discourage you guys from doing it, because I know how much you guys enjoy it and have fun with it, and I don't want to like stop your roleplay from happening, right?
So what we're doing now is like I just have like the hard part at first was just reminding everybody, okay, don't just only do it once in a while, right? Don't make it a big thing, and make it like you said, there to be a reason for it, like a good reason for it. You know what I mean? So as long as we do that, I thought maybe it'd be okay. If there's stuff on the line, right? But if there's nothing on the line, we're not gonna do it.
No, I felt like it was part of the movie. The one where you had like S-Fan and Cliques, like there was so much on the line, right? Yeah. And that was like the first week of the server. So like so much matter at that point.
Can I just say
if there's nothing on the line, we have a new spot. That's just for because you don't really get hurt. It's in at the docks, whatever.
Right.
Like,
imagine you kidnapped the moms and you made them go up there, right? And then we have to
yes.
Like something like that would be sick. I would love something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or just do it until the admins tell you to stop. and then if the admins tell you to stop, just make a tweet about it and get communities to pressure them not to. Honestly, like, what, Ssaab, am I wrong? Ssaab? He's so look at how salty he is.
Stressing him out. Oh my god.
I was an admin once too, Ssaab.
Maybe that's the reason why you're not anymore.
Because I didn't do any work. I didn't admin. I was a cosmetic admin, man. I didn't do. You know what was crazy?
Cosmetic Adam.
A lot of people don't know this story. The one time when I was an admin, literally was right at the start of. It was literally at the start of the casino heist, and so every single admin rule break, spicy thing that went on, I literally had to be like, I can't weigh in on this because I was involved in it directly. So, and then after that, I just stopped doing it. So, okay, I was gonna say, I did notice, Ssaab, that when you referenced SFan, you said Cletus on SFan, as in Cletus. Did anyone else catch that?
I didn't.
Reverse it.
You know what? I will say, I think that's actually pretty fair considering that he plays one more than the other. And Cletus is who he's become at this point. I was going to say, for all of you, have you guys play some pretty intense characters and like very much characters. Do you ever feel like the character bleeds into your personality sometimes?
Yes. Yes.
Oh God, that's
absolutely.
terrifying, Whippy.
No.
Right. Can I share a very small
Valkyrae's an
story
actress.
about-
Oh
She's
God,
professional.
my character sucks. I don't like her. Really.
Mine's
like.
just
Go ahead,
used to
Whippy.
be immature because yeah.
Yeah.
I
What were
got
you gonna say,
married and had
Whippy?
kids young, so
Wait, Whippy, what were you gonna say? How did Dundee come out in you?
Oh, bro. So I just finished a marathon, and my mum and my auntie were visiting me, and I was actually looking to move out of my rental. It was actually when I was passing the house I'm currently living in. I was driving around, and I was looking at homes, and I was driving slow, and I don't know why I did this. It didn't even think. It was just natural thought. There was a car behind me honking at me, and I swear to God, Dundee was behind me. He was wearing this in his tradie outfit. He was looking at me like this. He was honking the horn because I was going slow. And without second thought, I wind down the window and I yell out, "If you don't fucking like it, come up here and deal with it." And I just continued.
No, you did not.
And my mum and my
way.
auntie's in the car. They're in the car. And they just look at me and I go, "What?" And bro, I could see him in my rearview mirror. His eyes, like he was on crack cocaine. He was staring at me. He was like looking into my rearview mirror, looking at my eyes, and he goes over the steering wheel like he's about to come bash me. He comes, screams it, and then I just continue driving like an old senile man, and without doing anything, and he just continues on his way. And I go, I nearly died. I just thought I nearly died that day.
That's one of those moments when they pass you, you keep looking straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
ahead.
keep
Not
looking
look
straight.
away.
And then I just went, okay, don't do that again. That was terrible. That was terrible. No. And then the
playing
other
Dundee
day,
a little too much that week.
playing Dundee a little bit too much.
Humor.
I was actually I was actually with Tommy Puff because he'd actually come up to visit me in Brisbane. And we were out getting a feed, and then there was this guy, and I don't know what he was on, but he was on drugs, and he had like a helmet on that you know those electric scooters that you can get on the street and you rent. Yeah, he'd stolen the helmet from that. He was wearing it, running around naked with only his pants on, picking up stools and throwing it. And he comes over by me and he picks up one of those like big metal like signs, and he threw it towards my car. And I was sitting there with Tommy, Puff, and I went, "Mate, I'm about to go commit some RDM if this guy hits my car with the metal sign." And he didn't touch it. I was thinking, mate, Dundee's about to come out and I'm about to yell this guy to piss off because I was worried he was going to hurt someone. But then the cops came and then nothing happened. So
Good
it was like,
thing.
there's only times that's the only time where like Dundee's come out a little bit. So
Okay, kind of scared me a little bit with that. Mungo,
I'll show you the picture afterwards.
Mungo,
I'll
chat's
show you.
saying that you have to tell there's a cop story you have.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it was actually the other week. It was my birthday actually, and I was doing a really long stream. So over here to play in the time zone that I play in, I wake up, like I get out of bed somewhere around 6 a.m., like 5:30 to 6, and I try to start my stream between like 7 and 8 if I'm on target. And so this day I was going really, really late, and it was like 11 p.m. at night, and I had like 7 or 8 drinks because it was my birthday, you know. So we were having a couple of drinks, and I was being really loud and really, really, you know, doing what I do. And I heard a knock on the door. I was like, "Give me a second, chat." And I went and looked over. I opened the door, and there were 2 cops there. And obviously, I had gotten a noise complaint. I learned eventually, and it was funny because initially they were like, "Can we come in?" And I was like, "I don't know what this is about, so no, like we can have a conversation here." And then as soon as they were like, "Oh, we got a noise complaint," I was like, "Oh, please come in. Like, have a look at my big light and my microphone. This is like this. I'm doing a thing," which they could probably tell because they were outside listening to me because my window was open. So they heard my voice and everything, which I think helped a lot because I was yelling about like beating up cops and shit like that. And I think
what
the
else?
worst thing.
What else did you say, Mungo? What else did you say?
There were 2 other things because they heard me improvise an 8-minute an 8-minute improvised song to the tune of Kenny Rogers' The Gambler while I was in a traffic stop. I sang for like, they heard all of that. And then they heard me say the words, "I wouldn't have hit you if I knew you were pregnant." Which, not in the context of anything that was happening, sounds really, really bad. So
that is really bad.
Yeah. So I'm really glad I was doing my like silly little voice at the same time. You know what I mean? Kind of helped diffuse it a little bit, I think.
It's a blessing I haven't had that happen here. I'd have the SWAT team at my door.
I just want to say that is wow. I saw the clip of it. We have to wrap up here quickly. So I have one final one final question for everyone. If you guys want to quickly answer, how do you guys get in character? Is there like a thing you do, a song you listen to, or like is there like a quick way that you guys sort of like how do you feel like your character? Like how do you get into that zone? Or do you just fucking go?
Snap my finger. As soon as I hit that button, I'm in. I'm good.
We do this every day, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
It's instant slip.
I just try to think of all the things that I wouldn't do in real life, and then I apply that to my character.
Yeah, I just sit there before my stream and go, "Fuck Ray Mond, fuck Ray Mond, fuck Ray Mond."
I hate Dundee. I hate BonBon. God.
This is messed up. I always think that Whippy just listens to Waltzing Matilda. So that's
I gotta listen to John Williamson, Home Among the Gum Trees.
Yeah, there we go, baby.
Yeah.
Well, for all of you, guys, thank you so much for coming on to this episode of the podcast. We are at time here. I just want to say Ssaab, Whippy, Mungo, Valkyrae, Chatterbox. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the podcast one last time. If you guys want to shout out your channel, your character, where the people can find you, that'd be great.
Are we all going live?
Well, probably. Yeah,
Some of you are live right now.
But shout out your channel. Well, we'll start. We'll go Chatterbox, Ray, Mungo. We'll start with you 3.
Mungo's going first this time.
Mungo.
I'm Mungo. I play BonBon. You can find me at twitch.tv/Mungo or youtube.com/Mungo YouTube.
Ooh.
Do you stream on YouTube too, or just
No, I'm doing videos, which actually I'm cooking up something really fun and exciting for this arc that we're doing.
Ooh.
Guys, go subscribe. Turn the noties on.
I'm Chatterbox. If you want to get a headache, twitch.tv/Chatterbox.
You're also doing a subathon.
Also,
Yeah,
in the middle of the subathon, guys.
Yeah, I'm doing.
We gotta get wifey a car.
Oh. She has a nice car. She has a Honda.
10K subs.
She wants to get rid of it. Like,
10K
come
subs.
on.
The Bronco.
She wants to get a Jeep. You know,
Hey, Jeeps are nice.
Wait,
Jeeps are
like
nice.
a Jeep Wrangler?
You're not helping, bro. You're not helping, brother. Listen.
Oh, I'm gifting subs today if it's a Jeep. Say less.
I'm 28. Okay, I got 2 kids. I got married at 21. Okay, all right. I should not have fucking gray hairs. She gonna get a Jeep. Those things, they have problems. Fuck, I'm gonna look like fucking
But she
Mungo,
wants
BonBon
it.
character without the mask on, just a snowhead.
You're
I mean,
Yeah, I'm 28. Yeah.
Wait, Mungo, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Whippy,
I got a
how
bunch
old
of
are you?
youngies.
Whippy, how old are you?
I just turned 25. I made Dundee when I was 19.
Sab,
Oh my
how old are
God.
you?
What? 19?
I'm 30. I'm 3-0.
You're
Yo,
30?
Rachel, what's up? We the old ones. Yo, we hella old, dude. Oh my God.
Fuck you, Blau. Speak for yourself.
Hey, Ray, if you want to shout out your channel, and also before you do, I just want to say, Ray, actually, thank you so much for suggesting this. And
I'm
getting this
surprised you
together.
never asked me to come on. I had to invite myself. Thank
Oh
you,
my
Blau,
God.
for having
Wow.
me.
No,
Terrible
chill.
networking.
I thought we were friends, IRL.
I'm building it. We run the pot. I'm building it out. We're getting more people in. You know, I haven't. It's. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
For
just
saying
kidding.
this
I'm
out.
just kidding. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for thinking of me because I was really interested in coming on here. I was very happy to get the
Yeah,
invite.
I'm glad you guys
Thank you
said
all
yes. I thought it was such a great episode. It's
And
great
then-
to talk to you guys in real life.
Whippy,
Yeah.
Sab, shout out your channels real quick, and we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, first time.
No, Whoopi. You're the guest here. Go ahead.
Okay. Twitch.tv/Whippy, discord.gg/Whippy. I play Dundee, and hopefully, if Slacks likes me enough, maybe Crocodile Steve the cop. Maybe 50. I don't have a good feeling on it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get.
No,
declined.
you're part of the worst generation of cops coming soon here.
Oh my god.
wow.
Dude.
We need croc cops. We need cops like that. I love cops like that. They're fucking
Croc-
petty as shit. I love that.
I can't do him like that this time. Like if I try to play Croc like I used to in 4.0, it's not going to. I'm gonna get fired in a week. I want to be the fastest cop to get depth checks, man.
Brother,
I
you
can't-
gotta Brother, Croc pulling up and being like, yeah, your car is 1 inch on the red curb. You getting a ticket.
I fucking
There's
love
nothing wrong
doing
with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's
I love
illegal, it's
that.
illegal, right?
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
legal. I was
I love that.
Wait,
the worst,
Whippy,
but
is it true you're
Mhm.
also doing a subathon?
yes. I love it, yeah.
Oh, we got all right. Well, two
subathon.
two
Jeeps,
subathons.
2 Jeeps.
I'm gonna start a subathon too as well. I'm gonna join you.
I just got-
Okay.
There we go.
I don't want another 4x4, bro. I just got scammed on one. I don't want another one.
It's Troy. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, and lastly, Sab.
Twitch.tv/Ssaab. I play as Leo Slacks, Captain Slacks, police officer in the LSPD.
Awesome.
Yay.
Everyone, thank you guys so much for coming by the Roleplay Podcast. This was a banger episode. This was awesome. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Blau.
Thank you.
Thank
See you
Appreciate
guys
you guys.
online.